Good afternoon and welcome to Business Basics with Lee Iben. I'm the head coach here at Action Coach Campus. And from time to time, we get the chance to interview some local business owners. And today it's my pleasure to have Robyn Hepker here with Hepker Design. Welcome, Robyn. How are you this afternoon?
Good, thanks, Lee. Thanks for having me. And it's actually Benson and Hepker Design. It puts me up higher in the alphabet.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So tell me, Benson and Hepker has been around for more than just a few years. Is that correct, Robyn?
That's correct. This is the 29th year.
Wow. Wow. All right. So 29 years. Tell me, how did you get started? And we're going to talk about the evolution of what you have seen over these 29 years. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay.
It started, I was an editor actually in epidemiology over at University Hospitals. And somebody asked a friend of mine, hey, you and Robyn do brochures, don't you? And I'd always turned every job I ever had into design. And so she said, sure. And we had never done this before. And so that was, that was our first project. Yeah. Right. And our first project, and we made it work. And that's how it started. We took on a project we had no business taking on, and it just went from there.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, how many business owners do we know of that you have worked with over the years that really just kind of jumped into it and bootstrapped it and said, yeah, we can make this work?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like any business owner will probably tell you, if they knew what they were getting into, they would have run screaming from the room. So it's a way to do it.
I think we were in that same camp, actually. So tell me, so you started off in design. Benson and Hepker still does design. Is it still print design or web or everything, or what do you do now?
Well, it's still, I love paper and everything you can do with it. So I still primarily do print design, but I also do a lot of branding work for clients. So logos and sort of strategic thinking about brands. And then that translates into online assets. Like I get to do some great memes for Project Better Together and a lot of clients, and those are fun too. I'm just starting to figure out how to animate stuff, and I know just enough to be dangerous and bad at it, very bad at it.
No, I love it. It's your being bad is better than most. Let's put it that way. So
you haven't seen some of these animations.
Okay, so tell me this. You've seen quite the evolution over the years with, this whole move into digital, and yet you and I are both paper people, and we love our paper. So that really hasn't gone away. We've just added onto the pile of avenues for people to use. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's still, there's something about being able to hold something in your hands. And I have clients say, wow, when you print this, you have to mean it, because you can't go back in a half an hour and change it. And there's something, you really do have to think your message through. And there really is something about putting something on paper that I think changes it in a good way.
Well, and paper lasts, right, Robyn?
Right.
I mean, it will be there for decades, centuries, we hope. But a quick little post on Instagram, if it's misspelled, or a Facebook post, if it's misspelled, I think people just accept that as a matter of fact anymore.
True. And I get it. You can, the advantage of online is you can get stuff out there very quickly. And if there is an issue, you can fix it. And, I once told somebody, you can't hack print. Once you get that annual report printed, it's very hard for somebody to go in and change those numbers, and so there's a kind of security about it too.
Right. And it's, and it takes a while to do print properly. It takes a while because you have to design it, get the colors exactly the way you want them, based upon the profile of the brand. And then there's the proofing, which takes a while, especially if it's an annual report.
Mm-hmm. Right. And, 100 times out of 100, clients will tell me after they give me their Word files and I'll give them the first design proof, they see stuff they didn't see in the Word file. And it's like, that's one of the things I love about doing design is it helps bring stuff it helps you see things that you didn't see before. And I love that about this.
Oh, it's excellent. So let's go back about 29 years and tell me, all right, for a new business owner, right? Because we're offering best practices and helpful advice to folks. How did you guys hustle when you first started? How did those first jobs start to come in? How did they find you?
Other than sort of saying we could do something we didn't, I think it was that first one came in because somebody knew us, and for whatever reason thought we did design. And, and I did. I was doing design over for the Department of Epidemiology, but I was hired as an editor. So once we sort of figured out, let's do this, then you ask yourself, okay, how do you tell people who need you what it is that you do? And so in the absence of those first clients, what we did was we said, all right, let's see who might need us and who can't pay for us, and offered to do that work pro bono. And in exchange, get a little creative freedom, plus get exposure to folks on their boards and get some actual work in the portfolio.
Yes.
Which looking back, and I still think that's the reason I'm still able to do this after 29 years is you ask who needs you, regardless of who can pay for you, and you do that work.
Right. And that's just so integral, I think, to most small business owners, or it should be if it's not, is that sense of community service, that sense of helping out, and the jobs will come in as people hear about your services, and you're good, right? I mean, you're not doing a shoddy work. You're really doing a good providing a good product with a good service. That work will come in. You maybe have to be a little patient sometimes, but it will find you, correct?
That's absolutely correct. As long as you always put your best work out there, people are going to notice.
I agree. Now, is it just the two of you, Robyn, or do you have a staff now?
Well, actually, it's just me.
Okay.
Yes. Joan Benson is who I started this with, and she figured out that actually she liked to write a little. She was a writer and not so much a designer, and so we had to sort of say, all right, do we want Benson and Hepker to be a design studio or more of a communication studio? And we figured out it needs to be a design studio. So she went to pursue that, and has a successful writing career. And it's great. And sometimes we get to work together even. It's still, it's great. And so, but it's just me over here. Because my second grade teacher was right. I don't play well with others, and you can ask anyone who's ever worked for me. That is the absolute truth.
Well, you know what? It's not a bad thing to know what you want, right?
It's true.
That's right. And sometimes, honestly, in your profession especially, you have to be the heavy. You got to say, no, that won't work at this point. And
right. Yeah, and it was I think all of the people who ever worked for me and all of the clients and vendors too are much happier now that Robyn has figured out she needs to work by herself. Yeah.
Okay, so Robyn, so tell me this then. All right, we'll jump forward now to this year, crazy 2020, right? How did COVID impact your business?
What it did was it shortened the timelines. With all of the mandates changing daily, and communication it was critical before, but it was absolutely critical now, once COVID hit. And man, clients who need stuff need it now, and you have to be able to do good work in a hurry. Is essentially,
Oh, you better believe it. So it didn't really impact it impacted the flow of the business, but you didn't see a sharp decline in business this year then, correct?
Right. I mean, I saw a shift away from events because I do a lot of event work for certain departments at the university. And of course, all those events went away, but everything that went away was replaced by, signage and
Right.
pardon me, online assets and just different kinds of communication. So.
Right. And how crazy. It's like, okay, we can't do that event, but we need this, we need it now. And then 2 days later, no, it's changed. We got to do this now.
Right. And, they didn't know. I mean, nobody knows the rules of this. No one had ever done this. And so you just had to say, yeah, you bet I can change that and I can get that out for you because, everybody's just working at 300% of their capacity trying to keep their doors open. And if if there's anything I could do to help them, then absolutely I wanted to do it.
Right. So tell me, it's been 29 years. If someone's getting started in business, you've seen a big shift in Iowa City over the past almost 30 years. What's some bits of advice that you would give to somebody now when they want to get out there and hang out their shingle, so to speak?
It's interesting. First off, it doesn't seem like 30 years. So I would say very little has changed. Of course that's absolutely true. But no, it just comes down to, being willing to do the work and know your finances.
Right.
know the rules going in. If you can get good accounting and legal advice, that's great because a lot of times you don't know what you don't know, and don't make sure you're capitalized at the level you need to be. I mean, I'm fortunate that this business I was able to start in my kitchen, and I did.
Right.
And grow when it's right, but don't grow just because the person down the hall is growing,
Right. Now, at one point you guys were downtown. Do you still maintain an office there? Or are you working virtually from home now?
No, I've got a studio above Iowa Book and Supply, and I've been fortunate that I've come into work every day this year.
That's great.
Yeah, because, my clients, they need stuff, and I'm actually, since I work by myself, I'm more isolated here than if I, so,
right.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great space, and it kind of puts me in the middle of everything, and I like that.
Yeah, you are in the heart of everything right there, Robyn. It's a great location. So
yeah, I look out the window. I'm looking out the window now, and I see Old Capitol, and so it's great.
Oh yes. A banker friend of mine 20 years ago said that Iowa City is at the epicenter of the world. And you know what? There are days it feels that way. It's a great place to be.
It really is. It's never the same place twice. And I love that about it.
Yeah. Well, Robyn, thank you very much. I appreciate your insights today. And thank you for sharing. I really do appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you again for the invite. It's great talking with you.
You too. Don't go away. Hang on a second. So this is Lee Iben. I'm with Action Coach Campus, and this has been an episode of Business Basics with Benson and Hepker Design. Robyn is with us today. And Robyn, if folks want to find you, it's a quick reminder on the website. It should be what?
bhdesign.com.
Boy, it can't be any easier than that.
Well, when you get your URL 30 years ago when the internet had, 4 websites, you can get in on the good URLs.
I love it. Thanks, Robyn.
You bet. Thank you.